Hey listeners, before we get into today's podcast, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor. And today's sponsor is Tiny & Sons Glass. Does your vehicle have cameras or driver's assist? If so, when your windshield is replaced, it will need to be recalibrated. What is recalibration? When your vehicle's windshield is replaced, the safety systems need to then be tested to ensure that they work with your new windshield. Some vehicles require static recalibration, and others require a dynamic recalibration. Not sure who to trust to take care of this recalibration for you? Well, just call Tiny & Sons Glass in Pembroke, Mass. They are experts in auto glass and registered company of the Auto Glass Safety Council. Plus, they make it easy. They will call your insurance company for you. Get your windshield replaced by their highly trained auto glass technicians. And get your vehicle recalibrated so you can be back on the road. Tiny & Sons Glass, keeping you and your family safe.
Cross the line, the Gulf Stream. I've been in Tampa Bay, around the horn, and home again, 'cause that is the sailor's way.
Welcome to the Old Colony Cast, a podcast about all things Plymouth and surrounding areas. I am your host, Andy, and I am joined today by co-host Hanna.
Hello.
And producer Fish.
Yellow.
And we always talk about things in Plymouth and surrounding areas, and today we're going in the surrounding areas. So, Hanna, what are we talking about today?
The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist.
The Isabella
Yes.
Stewart Gardner.
Isabella. That's pretty good.
That's pretty, yeah, that's decent. I'll do
I'm
that.
sure that's how she pronounced it all the time.
Yeah.
You don't know?
No, I'm entirely sincere.
So it's a museum, and there's a heist.
Yes.
Let me just think. This was pre your birth.
Yes.
Is it pre Fish's birth?
It's pre my birth, but just by like a couple months.
Okay.
So no.
All right.
Oh, and we'll get to it.
Because I was in high school at the time then.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Remember, and you are not actually old enough to be my dad.
I am not responsible for the theft. I just remembered I was alive during it.
I was like, what?
Spoiler alert. I'm not responsible
Okay.
for the theft.
Well, thanks for jumping
Follow
ahead.
up.
It's a heist. Of course, they stole something.
Follow up. Spoiler
No,
alert.
I mean as to who is responsible.
Wait,
Sorry, there's
so
only
I'm
like...
not supposed to say I did until the end.
No.
All right.
Little like 5-year-old me.
So just a little bit of history on the museum itself before we get into
Sure.
the heist. It was built in 1903 by Isabella Stewart Gardner. She was born in 1840 and died in 1942. Is
Wow.
that right?
Wait,
She's
what?
102 years old.
Damn.
Wait, why are you asking us?
I just like, because
She
I'm
just did
looking
the
at
math, yeah.
Andy saw my eyes go from just a squint to really wide.
And then I'm like, I was math.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Wait, no. 1840 to 1924.
See? My dyslexic. Isn't that
Yeah.
funny? I was like, guys, you don't want to ever look at my notes because they're going to be written wrong.
So that makes her how old when she passed away?
84.
Still
Okay,
really
that's
old.
still pretty old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked her being 102 better. Just like an old art.
Elizabeth Stewart Gardner is 107.
Just like, come and see my collection. Okay. So, she was an art collector and a philanthropist, and she was hella crazy rich from her dad, who also liked art.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what he was rich from?
just like, I don't know, old white guy stuff.
Old white guy stuff?
Yeah, in that time.
Okay.
But I think it was old money. Like, they were of old money.
They've like always been rich.
Yeah.
Okay, so my 4 seconds of Googling calls him a linen merchant.
Okay.
Her dad.
Nice.
Old,
That'll do it.
Old whites guy stuff. Yeah, like whites, linen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it was built in 1903, the museum.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted it to look like a 15th century Venetian palace.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
When you have that kind of money.
Oh,
when
I'll be
you got
honest.
linen money.
I'll be honest. If I was like
Old linen
If
money.
I was like linen,
I mean, I'm not talking about the linen.
If I was like linen merchant rich, I would also have my house look like a 15th century Venetian palace.
And
Or a first century Roman villa. I haven't decided.
yeah, it was I think it was just like it was built to be showcase her art,
Yeah.
but I believe it was actually a home as well.
Okay.
And she started collecting even more after her father passed away. And I think her father passed away before it was built. Fish is making me nervous looking at Wikipedia. So the first line of my notes are so riddled with disillusions of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it was built right in the marshy Fenway area. So like before that area was kind of developed.
Yeah.
Filled in and turned into baseball.
Yes, exactly. And it was designed by William T. Sears. And it was, I don't know, Hannah. It doesn't look the way it looks now because they've built onto it.
They've added stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and the things they've added onto it didn't take away from takes away from the integrity of the original look. I'm going to throw it out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you look at like what was initially the building and what they've added,
So-
very
No,
different.
it's a lot more modern.
yeah.
So they're like, we're going to add to it, but we're not going to take away from the integrity, and at the same time take away from the integrity.
I don't know. I think they just
We're
didn't even
mainly
think
look.
about it.
We're going to expand because we really need to take away from some of this integrity. We need to do something about this.
So
They just put a
So we're
Starbucks
gonna-
on it.
We're just going to make an entire. We're just going
did.
to put like a big wall of glass and hope for the best.
yeah, they did that. So I think the best example I can think of for certain museums staying true to the museum aesthetic is the one we have right here in Plymouth, Pilgrim Hall Museum. When they added that extension, they thought very carefully about how it would look on the original building.
Yeah.
To look like it was.
Yes.
I feel like everybody's been to those museums though, where you like walk into the main building,
Yeah.
looks one way, and then like you turn a corner, and you're like, "What's going on?"
It's like, I'm sorry. Did I leave? Did I?
Right.
Is this like behind the scenes?
And it took just about a year of her like actually directing the installing of her collection in every room. Every room has a cool, cute, different name. And each room was based around like specific ideas and things she wanted. And it was a mixture of different textiles. It wasn't all just like the standard art you think. Like she had the flag from Napoleon's, like the flag they carried.
The standard
Napoleon.
banner.
Yes, like they had one of those
Oh, that's
as
cool.
part of the rooms. Yeah, and the different like
So it wasn't just paintings.
it was
Like,
it's historical pieces. It was
It was Isabella's collection of cool historical stuff.
yeah. That,
Oh my
like,
god!
so
I want
jealous
a
of all
place to
this.
store my
Yeah.
cool stuff.
And when like you look at some of the
It'd be
pictures,
the Andy Driscoll Museum of Dungeons and Dragons miniatures.
when you look at like, some of the pictures, there it really was like it had just a really cool feel of I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to look at. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it felt like one of slightly
It feels like every time you go, you're going to see something new.
slightly organized chaos in
Yeah.
some way. You know what I mean? And it looks really cool. Even the way it's set up today, although it's very different from how she had it set up then.
Yeah.
It just reminds me of like, you remember that movie Ever After? Some of this stuff reminds me of that. Just like huge curtains.
I'm trying to think if I've ever
velvety
seen that. Who's in
chairs,
that?
Random vases. Things from China.
Who's in that?
Drew Barrymore.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
And Angelica Houston.
No, definitely haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good. It's a Cinderella
Well, I got that.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know of it, but have.
But
I was thinking of the Snow
Leonardo
White.
da Vinci is in it.
I'm sorry, Da Vinci, or
Yeah, it's during that time.
Okay.
Sure.
Like not him, but someone who plays him.
Thank you for
you.
clearing that up.
Thank you, Hannah. For a second, I thought you were just very much confusing DiCaprio. Where you were going with this?
That's,
You know, Leonardo DiCaprio designed his own helicopter.
Anyway, so the museum opened January 1st, 1903. It was a huge celebration. Music from the Boston Symphony Orchestra. They were there to set up and set the mood for the party.
And somehow the Dropkicks.
Yeah. I would have thought.
Dropkick Murphys always had to be there.
Yeah, it's in Boston.
Yeah,
so
right, yeah.
obviously.
They just show up. It
They
doesn't
are
really
actually immortal.
Yeah.
They've been
Everyone knows
around
that. Don't be stupid.
No one, I don't think as many people know. It
matter. We
was
haven't done that episode yet.
The immortal drop.
Our immortal god kings, the Dropkick Murphys.
And every day we pay homage.
Yeah.
and
All right. Pull it together,
sacrifice.
everybody. This is a serious podcast.
Anyway, the courtyard garden, which I think that museum is like more famously known for. Have you seen pictures of it?
I have.
It's beautiful. And that's where they.
Weirdly, I've never been there.
No, and
haven't
I really
either.
do think we need to make a field
Yeah, we'll
have to do
Put
a
it on
field
our
trip.
field trip list.
I
and We
will.
can start making field trips again.
Yeah.
But there they host like all different things, educational programs. They like kind of show collections, and if it's nice out, they'll have music out there. And this museum, which is this is new to me. They have an artist in residence program,
Oh, really?
which is like they live there,
I guess.
right?
That is,
The
in
literal,
theory, what in residence means.
Or at least
But
they
at least
have a
that's
working
where their
studio
studio
there.
They have a
is.
working
I don't know if they
studio.
like.
Okay.
I don't know if you get room and board, but you at least get like workspace.
Okay, so
Or
they
you may have like a apartment in close proximity. or
yes, they have that
Which is a
program
pretty sweet
there,
deal.
and
Yeah.
they do.
I mean, rent in Fenway is
That's true.
something. All right, calm down, baseball guy.
Boylston.
Yeah.
no. I will not calm down.
So they have that, but it wasn't started by Isabella Stewart Gardner.
Okay.
It was started in the later years. That program specifically. I just thought that was really cool.
That is really neat. I had
and
no
I
idea that was a thing.
imagined someone living there, like at night,
And just like walks around.
in slippers.
It's
and,
in slippers, their boxers,
Yeah.
and a robe like around like the Renoirs.
yeah, literally. So the theft. Now today is a very special day to talk about the theft.
Is it really?
Yes, because it happened on March 18th.
Get out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my God, it's like we planned it.
I know.
Not the heist.
Note.
Not the heist. We didn't plan the heist.
Editor's
We-
note: we planned neither the heist nor episode recording.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening to this, we recorded this on the 18th.
March 18th, 1990, around approximately
So it's
1 a.m.
30 years.
12:30.
31 years ago?
31 years.
31 years ago.
31 years
Yeah.
ago.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the entire theft took only 81 minutes.
I know.
You know? Did you know?
I didn't know the time. I know quite a bit about it.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate when I talk about stuff that you guys know about. Because this I knew.
Dr. Seuss was not involved.
This one I knew nothing about.
Oh, well, like I said,
Yeah.
I was
I think
not
this is an
only
age thing.
so 31.
Yeah.
I would have been 15. So
Yeah.
I was in high school. Already decided I wanted to like work in art at some point.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it was like very much on my radar.
yeah.
Okay, admittedly, I was almost 8.
But you heard about it.
All of us have heard about it since because it's a huge unsolved
Yeah.
robbery that.
Largest
you know
art
how-
heist in history.
Okay,
Yeah,
Hannah,
yeah.
you know how you like murder?
Yeah.
I like theft.
Okay. I thought he was going to say art.
No,
Oh.
Andy likes art. I like
Not as much as you guys like.
Theft, murder, art.
I mean, I like art, but not as much as you like murder.
No, you're making it seem like I really love it.
Andy.
I don't like art as much as you like murder.
Okay.
Find yourself
True
someone.
crime, people. True crime. I want to make
Hannah
sure
loves
everyone knows
murder.
True-
Murder.
true
I mean,
crime.
murder stories.
that. Yeah. True crime.
Killing people.
People
Ugh.
with kindness.
So a car pulled up, and it's near the side entrance of the museum. 2 men dressed in police uniforms ring the buzzer and say there's a disturbance, and they ask to be let in. Now, the guard on duty breaks protocol. The guard for answering the door breaks
Yeah.
protocol and goes and lets them in. Very town kind of scenario. Right?
Oh, yeah.
The town.
The
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I'm surprised there hasn't been a movie about this.
seriously.
Yeah.
And especially when you hear about one of the guards, which is my favorite person, I think, out of all of this. So the 2 fake officers, I don't know if they have weapons, but they take I assume they do,
I
because
believe
they tied up.
they did.
They had to have.
Yeah.
When you read about it on like the actual website for like the museum, they don't mention that. But I'm like, what are people? Just someone walks up to you with handcuffs and they're like, "All right, put them on." Like without a weapon, you're gonna be like, "No, get out
Yeah,
of my face."
honestly, it depends on the person.
Oh, true, true. I'd be like, "Get the hell out of
Not
here!" with that
exactly, an
noise."
MMA qualified self-defense, judo.
So very situational, I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm sure there were
I want to say they were armed with knives,
persuasive means. Yeah.
but
So-
don't quote me on that.
They handcuffed him and tied the other guard that was doing rounds down in the basement. So the two guards were down there, and they took 13 pieces of work. The best known works were taken from the Dutch room. Rembrandt's Christ in the Sea. You know that
Yep.
one.
I do know that one.
Yeah, actually that was like one of the only ones I did know.
The funny part is, I'm almost positive that makes an appearance in the Venture Brothers. Yeah.
Oh, funny. A Lady and a Gentleman in Black. Vermeer's The Concert. This is when I don't know what I wrote. Flinks? Is that a guy? Landscape with an Obelisk. You know about that one?
Sure.
Okay.
Hold on.
An ancient Chinese bronze gu, which is just like a vase thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. A small self-portrait etching of Rembrandt too.
Which is gorgeous.
Yes,
Landscape
really
with
cool.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Landscape with an Obelisk is a painting by Dutch artist Govert Flink.
Flink.
Flink, you're right. Yeah. It just sounds stupid.
He's
It's one of those like, that can't be
Yeah.
right.
Dutch names make no sense to anyone.
Yeah.
Like, none. It's weird. Nothing makes sense. I blame Van Gogh.
The short gallery
Van
in
Gogh.
the blue room.
Exactly.
They took 5 Degas drawings. Bronze eagle off of that flag I was just telling you about.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Napoleon's thing. And mayonnaise. Chaise.
Not mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
Mane. Do you want that sandwich with mane on it?
I just didn't want people to think.
Mayonnaise.
I didn't want people to think Monet, so I focused on the.
Mane.
Hey, all right.
They also took mustards, Dijon on canvas.
It's funny because the name of this painting reminded me of food also. Chaise tortini?
That sounds like food.
Yeah.
I would order that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, the chaise tortini.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. Now I want to go
They're
to
like,
Malabar.
it's being served with shrimp tonight. I was just thinking Monet, but Manet.
No, it's fine.
What is it? Monet?
Mane. Mayonnaise.
All right.
Oh,
boy.
All right.
that's the most Boston thing ever.
So this,
Sully, they took friggin' mayonnaise painting.
so that's what they took. And they left. All right, let's pull it together.
All right.
And they left around 2:45 a.m. And they made 2 trips to the car with all of those things. And the guards were not found until 8:45 a.m. So between 2:45 and 8:45, they were chilling in the basement.
They had a pee. Super
that
bad.
I can only
Oh my
imagine.
god, can you imagine? Was that 6 hours?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
that sucks. Especially if you're like scared and you're like, did they leave? Like, you know what I mean?
Or you figure you're working all night, so you're drinking coffee.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're just full of caffeine.
Yeah.
and-
Yes, and
Caffeine
so
being a
the
diuretic.
picture they show of the person tied up, they have duct tape all over their face, like wrapped around their head, wrapped around their eyes. Like they weren't put down there and like with their full senses. Like
Yeah.
they were,
So,
they were bound. Like
so you also have no idea that 6 hours
Yes.
feels like 13 hours.
at least they were like down there together, but I think it was like covering their mouth too, so it's not like they could even like really like
Chat.
chat. Yeah. Yeah. Seriously. Ugh, the picture was just so like kind of disturbing. And the museum has sensor records of the thieves' movements and like all the movements because
Right.
of all the sensors they have
Yeah.
for security. And it's still in an active investigation with the FBI and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Although if memory serves, the statute of limitations for the theft itself has passed.
I think so, yeah.
So whoever stole it is cool. As long as they didn't sell it or do anything else illegal.
Well, that's what they do. So they're still...
That's right, everyone. Andy thinks that people who stole millions of dollars worth of art are cool.
So the language of the search has kind of changed. Sorry. That there's a $10 million reward still for information for the recovery of, like, leading to who has sold it.
Sold the art.
Yes.
All right.
So there's a difference in...
Because stealing it now is...
Yeah.
I mean, you would get arrested. You're
You
going to
couldn't
go...
charge me as an adult anyway.
You're going to be charged... You were 8.
Almost.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, it's crazy to think that you did the biggest art heist ever.
And you're cool now.
And you're cool. You're
fine.
Yeah.
You've officially gotten away
You
with
were
it.
literally Danny Ocean.
It is pretty incredible. They initially offered $5 million for the reward, and it doubled in May 2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Inflation.
Yeah.
$5 million just ain't what it used to be,
Yeah.
Andy.
No, but it's just weird that that's the time when it...
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Something must have stirred it.
Yeah.
You know, as far as investigation goes, I bet something came up and they needed some more, I don't know, incentive for someone. So in the museum today, empty frames hang where the works were taken from.
And they were cut out of the frame.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is like
is
crazy.
not a great way to treat art.
It's not, but it's a weirdly not unusual way.
Oh no,
to do it.
it's especially when you're stealing art because you don't care about the stuff hanging around the corners, but
Yeah.
it's just for the
Because you just restretch it, and it's just slightly smaller.
which I get, but it's just not great.
And they did track the pieces after. They were able to find some semblance of like a storyline of where they went. They went
Yeah.
up to Maine, down to like Connecticut, into Pennsylvania, and they
How
say,
do you trace that?
I just questioning people. I think getting information to come forward and people saying, "Oh, I actually like
Excuse me,
knew
but
a guy who said that it was
I
here."
saw that painting.
Yeah.
Did you see a giant golden eagle that looks like
I
it
was-
belongs on the top of a Napoleonic standard?
I was over my buddy's house, and I saw a friggin' mayonnaise.
Hey, what did let me put it on a sandwich?
So, and that was in the early 2000s. They say they got some sort of information that alluded that it had been sold
Yeah.
from Philadelphia in that time frame.
Well, the interesting, they always assumed that it was a, quote, professional job, and they went in with specific pieces to get.
Well, the thing about that is, and I feel like might be jumping ahead of my notes, but that's totally okay because right now we're gonna.
I feel better now.
Yeah,
We're jumping ahead. Good job, Andy.
We're gonna
Go on.
backtrack a little bit to suspects because I think they're all very fun.
Okay.
But
Ooh, is one of them Whitey Bulger?
stop.
Sorry. Fish edited that out.
No, don't worry about it.
I can't edit that out. And
Who else would there be?
I know.
I
There's
mean,
a lot though. So what was the first thing you said about
That it wasn't Dr. Seuss was the first thing.
No, it wasn't about Whitey. It was before that. And I said we're kind of jumping ahead, but that's okay.
Oh, why do you ask me what I just said? I don't even listen to me.
Oh, crap.
I don't have to listen to him for at least 2 weeks now.
I was gonna counter off your point, and now I don't know what it was.
Sorry.
No, that's not your fault.
Look, no, it's fine. We're all confused when Andy makes a point.
I know, right?
None of us like it. None of us are happy
So
about
I
it.
said that everyone was cool. It's weird that they increased the amount.
No.
Nope. Way back.
Yeah. Fast forward a little.
No, rewind.
No. It was right
recently?
after that.
Okay.
That it was a professional job and that they thought they sent in for specific pieces.
Oh yes,
See?
thank you.
Took me a second, but I got there.
Wow. So yeah, they think it's interesting because they walked by more valuable pieces.
Yeah, that's why they
Yes.
thought they had like a shopping list.
Yes, and
And to me, I didn't know they ever took that bronze eagle. It's weird to take the bronze eagle and not the whole flag.
yeah, I don't know. That's
That seems
what's weird
weird.
about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like the weird specific things they took. The paintings make sense, but some of the stuff they're like, we don't know why they took the thing from China.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I mean, yeah.
So it's
but-
either someone who went in with a specific list
Or someone
someone
who
who has
had no idea what they were
absolutely no
doing, yeah.
idea.
Right.
Yeah.
You've either got an expert or an idiot, and sometimes it's tough to tell the difference.
Yes. Because there were
Oh my God, look at this mayonnaise.
also they had so much more time to do more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, they had an extra
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Yes. So just like what an interesting way to perform that heist.
But I can kind of understand the appeal of let's not be here super long.
Right.
But it depends on what your goal is, really.
Right. So
Is
until
it to steal as much as possible or steal what you were sent?
Not
Right.
to get arrested for stealing an art museum. That is most of my goal.
so in 2015 FBI
I mean, just in general.
You should have bigger goals.
yeah, FBI stated that the two main suspects had died already.
Oh, really? Oh, we
They
didn't get
s-
into the suspects.
We are.
Yeah.
Don't
All right.
worry.
Did they
Okay.
say who they were at the time, or did they just say the two suspects are dead? We're not going to tell you who they are.
Yeah, I don't. They do say who they are, but
Okay.
we'll
I'm
look
a
at
little
that.
disappointed. Because just saying the two suspects are dead and then not naming them would just lead to like hours of flipping through like recent.
Because I have their names down with a list of other people.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay, go on.
they believe those responsible were linked to an organized crime group. And these two suspects that we're talking about specifically are George Reisfelder and Lenny DiMuzio.
Okay. They sound like gangsters.
Yes.
Yeah, Lenny DiMuzio is
Oh, my God. That's
like,
like
you're a gang. I don't care if you,
clearly a gangster.
like I don't care if you like work at a shoe store. You're a mobster whether
Yeah.
you want to be.
Let's
or
call
not.
him Lenny. Oh, great.
Right.
And I'll reiterate, they're also confused why that Napoleon Eagle thing was taken. And that offers a separate reward, $500,000.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So
Like
there's
from the museum or from like France.
from the museum
Okay.
Which is so stupid because it could be literally like
Then just at the end,
or
like,
the FBI.
This
I
could
don't
be
know
one
who
of those
offers a
like
reward.
soggy bandit moments where the one guy's like, "I'm taking the eagle. Why? Don't
Yeah.
take the eagle. We're not here for that. No, I'm taking the eagle.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know,
Yeah.
like
like it's not when it's like, dude, this is so cool. I can't not.
yeah, exactly that kind of thing.
It's like, why don't you take the flag? I don't care about the flag. I
Yeah,
want the eagle.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there are 6 like running big theories.
Okay. Theory 1.
Besides the two suspects, the
So there are 7 big theories.
yes, the Merlino crew. So
Sounds like wool, but go on.
and
Merino wool.
that's
sorry, my brain
pretty
went
much
places.
it. So actually, I think the Merlino crew is tied to those two people.
Okay.
That I just mentioned.
Okay, so we're back to 6.
So that's kind of like the whole like that
Organized
that
crime.
gang.
Yeah.
Okay.
That specific organized crime.
Yes. The other one is that it's an inside job.
Okay. Which I've heard before.
One of the tied up guards, Richard Abath. He was not what you would call employee of the month.
Okay.
They said he was coming in like either drunk or hungover all the time. He was a stoner. He caught a lot of slack because he was in a metal band and he had really long hair.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't either, but he just was like so loosey
Andy,
goosey
you've
with
never been
his
in a metal
job.
band.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't like he was coming in late. You know, like, just like whatever.
It's
man.
one of those like he's probably like whatever, man. Like I'm just watching some
Yeah.
old stuff, man. Like what's the deal?
So
Like,
on
I'm just here to sit
on
here all
New
night.
Year's Eve, I don't know how long before the heist, but maybe it was the January right before.
At least 3 months.
Yeah, he had his friends. He snuck his friends into the museum.
It's
and,
awesome, man. Why don't you come in? There's lots of mayonnaise.
and they had a party.
Get out, really? This guy's my favorite person right
I
now.
knew you would love him.
I love
Let's
this
be
guy.
completely honest. Would any of us not have done that at some point if we could?
And
by could, I mean, he
don't know,
obviously
maybe?
Look, Andy, all I'm saying is he obviously didn't get fired for
Yeah.
it.
Very
isn't
true.
that
That's an
crazy?
excellent point.
Like
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I was like,
you
what?
sneak your buddies to an art museum and throw a party for New Year's Eve, and you keep your job.
Yeah.
No offense, you are employee of the
Let's
month.
have
You
a party
any-
at my place. It's awesome. I'll bring the mayonnaise,
Yeah,
man. And then
yeah.
you just be like, how's the mayonnaise?
Yeah. Real
So
fun.
you're never living it down.
So,
You've got most of a
She's like,
sandwich
it's
here.
not
What
funny
the
anymore.
heck?
Yeah.
so that party was probably banging. And
I'd go. For
based
sure.
off the
Oh, yeah.
motion sensor records from that night, it actually shows that the thieves did not enter the first floor gallery, which is where one of the pieces was taken from, and that the last person on the first floor gallery was Richard Abath, and that's where he was coming from on his walk through. So he would have been
That's
walking,
super suspect.
walking past.
So
that
basically,
piece.
he would have had
To have taken the piece out.
And
on the way out, which
Yeah.
Or to be fair.
Actually, you'll love it. You're gonna love what piece it was.
Okay.
is it the eagle?
Is it the eagle?
No,
Then I don't know if we're
Is it
going
the
to
mayonnaise?
it was.
But this is the other thing. This is also, what, 91 we said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's be fair.
Are you implying that?
Technology was not what it is
Are
today.
you implying that the state of the art early 1990s technology is not what it is now?
Yes.
Fair.
But, you know.
It also shows that he opened a different door shortly before they arrived. Like he just decided to open a door. I
Yeah.
think he was like smoking a joint.
Smoking a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me.
It's like,
I love this job, man. This is freaking great.
yeah, it's great, man.
And
I hang out all night. I smoke weed outside.
there was
It's great.
footage from the night before that shows Abath letting in an unauthorized visitor when it was closed, and they spoke.
But I mean, he throws parties.
so
yeah.
there was several. They talked for several minutes, and then the person left.
Did they say who that person
No,
was?
he was never identified.
Oh, was it he?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of feel like my buddy Abath here is probably the patsy where someone probably befriended him to like scope the place out. I'd be like, you should throw a party. Yeah, man, like I should totally throw a party. You should let me come to the party. And then they kind of like scope the place out. And,
It could definitely be.
yeah,
For sure. Like
it's my theory.
he wasn't intentionally a part of it.
Right.
Right.
But wasn't smart enough to be like, oh, I'm totally the part of it.
Yeah, yeah. There's another theory of a screenwriter, Brian Mcdevitt,
Okay.
who was a suspect in an NYC heist a decade earlier, and he had just moved to Boston, and he lived there when that.
I'm
heist
sorry,
took
a
place.
screenwriter?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
a screenwriter who wasn't making a lot of money. And the heist he had
He
too
wrote
was
Ocean's 11.
yeah, he was the one he got in trouble for, or they tried to get him in trouble for was it was like a money car or something, or like a truck. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a art.
Money.
Yeah, it wasn't a museum or anything like that.
Like a money car.
Yeah, a money car.
What do you call those things? Armored
Armored
car.
car.
Yeah, I think.
Jeez.
And then Miles Connor and William Youngworth, who they were kind of suspects in the sense that they were trying so hard to get the reward money for it and saying that they saw it, and then one of them invited a reporter to go see it, but like it was in a location that didn't have any lights, and he used a dim flashlight to show it to him.
Yeah.
But they said it definitely was not whatever the painting was that he said it was. I think it was probably mayonnaise. And
Money.
he said that like it was rolled up when the reporter said it was rolled up when they saw it, but you would not be able to roll up that painting.
Yeah.
It just would like crunch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolling up oil paintings is.
I mean,
You can do
depends.
it, but you know,
It depends.
200-year-old paintings are
Yeah.
delicate.
Right.
But not when you coat them in mayonnaise.
Yeah.
No, then no,
Oil
Andy,
them up.
Then
right.
they're slippery.
Yeah.
Just give them some hydration. So the next one is, so they weren't really like necessarily suspects. They were just like, what the hell are these guys'
They
angles?
were
They're
just like,
trying
yeah,
so
yeah.
hard.
They were just suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't suspects. They were suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Whitey Bulger, which you mentioned earlier.
Just
It's
because who else could be involved?
It is
yeah.
a crime committed in Boston. At some point, someone's going to
yeah.
try to tie it to Whitey.
Yeah, right.
Which in his defense, yeah,
He did
I mean,
most of. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, but like, I'm sure people were like, "Oh my God, this store got knocked over. Is it your fault?" And be like, "How? What? No,
Yeah.
not that one."
So actually, his associates confirmed that he did not take part in that, but he was looking for the people who did.
of course he did.
Sure, because he probably wanted a cut.
Yeah.
Actually, he was looking for a get out of jail card for the findings of it.
That's smart. It's like
yeah, because this is like
Or
high
a
Whitey
cut.
Bulger time. Yeah, this is like
at high
super
bu-
high.
at
yeah.
high. Yes, it's high Whitey.
See what he could get better for. You know
Right,
what I
yeah,
mean?
Yeah,
It's like, guys, can I just like get 5 years off? I'll tell you where the Gardner Museum Heist guys are.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
Robert Donati and Vincent Ferreira, they're from the Italian mafia.
Okay.
And the theory says that it was organized in hopes to be used as a bargaining chip for Ferreira's freedom from prison. So he was already in
prison. Yeah.
And he, so they think it was set up to like not even get any money or sell it. It's just like, oh, these things were stolen. And then it's like, we found it.
We'll tell you where they are if you let my buddy out. Yeah.
That's not at all.
None of that like makes sense to me just because of the random things they took.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It feels very shopping list.
Yeah, I
like
admit,
going to get me these things.
Yeah. The Whitey looking for him to kind of.
That sounds real.
That sounds entirely
Yeah.
believable.
Yeah, no, they said that
All right,
he was.
so
he was.
Whitey was looking for him.
Yep.
It's definitely the super stoner guy because I love that guy.
Yes. It doesn't really say the angle of the two suspects.
I refuse to believe early stoner guy would have been able to get away with all this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely he's a cog in the whole wheel.
Yeah.
He's not.
He is barely a cog.
Yeah.
I just don't believe that anyone. No, that's a horrible thing to say about people who smoke weed. I don't believe that this guy in particular could have pulled off the necessary.
He has not pulled off the art crime of ever.
It
No,
seemed
like,
like he
this is-
lacks some like emotional intelligence development. Like if you're just like willy nilly opening up the doors.
He just seems
and,
like he's a fun guy to hang out with, and
Yeah.
someone took advantage of him.
Yeah, he's a really good guy to hang
Yeah.
out with, which is not somebody you should have guarding a multi-million-dollar
I know.
museum at night.
What did the conversation look like the next day after his party? Is my like. How do you not
kept
get
your
fired?
job and kept
How
your
do you
job.
still have your job 4 months later?
How?
Listen, man, it was cool. Like it was just the guys from the Italian mafia and a couple of Whitey Bulger's guys. It was cool, man. Like everyone's fucking. It was cool.
Like, it was just me and my buddy Danny, and it's cool, man.
They wanted to check out mayonnaise,
Yeah.
and I kept saying it's in the
And they're
break
like,
room.
wow, I super like that eagle. I'm like, I know, it's like Napoleon's and stuff, and he's short.
So, it was the most valuable heist in the nation's history, and it's like over $500 million,
Yeah.
and I'm
It's
sure even
irreplaceable.
more. Yes,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
And that,
If you stole one of those paintings now,
yeah,
you'd be like all over the news.
Well, I'll be honest. If you were able to track down and find any of these paintings now, you'd be all over the news.
oh my gosh.
Every once in a while, they kind of like something pops up and like, oh, there's a new lead.
Oh, there was a reverse break-in in 2019.
Break-in? What's a reverse break-in? Like you
2019,
make someone's
2020.
house more secure?
You break into somebody's house and you leave stuff there.
A piece of art was
I
stolen.
broke into your house and I set up a new Ring security system.
Piece of art was stolen from a different museum, and then the front window of the Gardner Museum was smashed in, but that piece of art was thrown into the Gardner Museum
You know
from
what?
a
Shut up.
different
Really?
museum. Yeah,
You know what? I'll be honest.
That's super. When did that
I am-
happen?
like recently. in
I
the
am
last
blaming
2
Banksy.
years.
This is totally a Banksy thing.
That sounds very
This
Banksy.
screams Banksy
That
to
does
me.
scream. But Banksy's usually not destructive.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he lives around here.
Well, he doesn't, but he
travels.
He's travels. He's done like stints in New York and stuff.
Yeah.
And about 2 years ago. No, more than that. It's like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
The flat circle of 2020 confuses us all.
Yeah. So yeah, that was actually very recent, and they did catch the guy, and they were like, "What?
Oh my God,
Why?
they found Banksy?
Yeah. yeah. Why? What was the point?
He's like, I was here in a party at like
30
years ago.
Yeah. And I heard some pictures needed some framing.
there's like some blank like canvases and stuff.
You got some empty spots. I feel like this could help.
Yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting situation that was honestly confusing to read because what the hell? Like,
Yeah,
they were
that's
still
very
confused.
bizarre.
It's performance art.
Yeah, probably.
Very, very
that's the
likely.
thing. You steal art and then you drop it off in the site of the most famous art heist ever.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's performance art.
a little.
It's
I
mean
guess.
it's super illegal and you're gonna go to jail, but like
I gotta admit though,
appreciate the effort.
I've always been fascinated by this because I think I was at the right age and I was
Yeah,
just getting into art.
right. And it is open to the public.
Yep.
It's looking pretty cool.
We gotta like
It's on our field.
send out some emails and see if we can get in there and
Yeah.
maybe shoot some video and
Yeah, I mean it's on our.
be like,
it's on our.
so
field
we
trip
can
list.
have parties here and stuff.
Yeah.
Where's
parties.
Beth at? What's it? Did we get his full name? His last name's Beth, right?
Yeah, it's I have his full name. Abath.
Bath.
Yeah.
Which just from the description, I bet you a bath needs a bath.
So you think his name is kind of ironic?
I think it's
Yeah.
Richard. I'm pretty sure it's
All
Richard.
right.
Yeah. Poor guy.
But I bet you it's fun to hang out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, on
Wicked
some
cool.
level-
Oh my god, listen, man, like this one time I was totally like tied up and they
So-
stole some artwork.
So they don't say who the guard is in the picture that I found, but
Yeah.
I know it's him.
He's got long hair and
Oh
And he
yeah.
looks stoned as heck.
You can't see his
you
face.
can't see his face.
But it's the guy with super long hair.
Yeah, wicked
But there's a
curly hair.
little joint like duct taped to his lip.
Oh, but I mean, yeah, that's
Oh, he's all duct taped up, and there's like a pipe connected.
He's like, I thought we were French, man. Like, what are you doing?
I know. So yeah, I could see him being a pawn in the plan.
Definitely.
And I still can't decide if it was a shopping list or if someone
It sounds very
It
shopping
does
listy.
have-
or
heavy.
if someone had
It sounds
no clue.
it sounds shopping listy with a little bit of like, no, I'm taking this, man. Like, leave that alone.
It's like, oh, I don't think there's any point of the leave that alone stage because,
Yeah.
like, it's on the way out.
I
man.
bet
just
you
grab it on the way out the door.
I'm telling you, I bet you the eagle thing was like, I'm taking it from my coffee table. No, leave that alone.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Because that's the one that's going to get us caught because we don't have someone to sell that to.
Yeah.
No.
What are you going to do with a 200-year-old bronze eagle?
Coffee table. I said it already.
Paperweight.
Paperweight.
I don't want to do like 40 years for a paperweight.
You're not a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not worth the
Yes,
gain.
Andy, I am not
the
a
risk.
criminal.
Gain isn't worth the risk.
So
Not
that's
with this
that's
attitude.
the,
That's pretty much it.
that's
Yeah.
the Isabella Gardner Museum.
Yeah.
Heist.
You like how I said Isabella?
Yes, I did.
Not Elizabeth?
It's hard not to.
I want to say
I don't know
Elizabeth
why.
so bad.
I do
don't
too.
know. It's weird.
It is odd.
But it is one of my favorite local things, and I'm glad we finally
I'm
got it
really glad we
on
got
the
into
list.
this. Yeah.
It was fun.
It is a fun thing.
And I can't wait to go home and look at my favorite mayonnaise.
Me too.
And I think this is the part where we stop talking. Thanks for listening to today's podcast. You can find us on all social medias at Inebri-art or on Instagram at Inebri-art6. You can email us at Inebri-art@yahoo.com. And make sure you listen to the other podcasts on the Inebri-art Podcast Network, including Bar Talk, Old Colony Cast, Retro Redoctopus, America's Hometown Horror Podcast, and our newest one, Theme Park Legends, a podcast about working at theme parks. What else? And we'll catch you again next time.